My first thought would be to say, look inside yourself and know who you are. Paul Davis had a few significant benefits that a lot of the rest of the world didn't have.
My dad's very smart, and within the first 2 years, he said, this is a great business, and I'd love to sell it to you if you're interested.
So I came into this business from the banking industry in New York City, and I knew nothing about construction.
My plan was very simple. I was going to own it for 10 years. I was going to find a buyer, sell it, and take the proceeds and retire.
Merle is an incredible businessman, and he passed a lot of those practices on to myself and Darren as well. He taught me accounting. He taught me managing this business. He taught me this business because I didn't know that in the beginning.
I remember when I first started, I was like a fish out of water. I learned most by just on-the-job training, one job at a time. Every day is different in this business, and you're always learning constantly.
I worked for my dad for a year as a sales estimator.
My concern for my son, I was concerned that he didn't have a tough enough skin. This is a tough business. This business is not for the faint of heart.
I was hooked. We ended up having the best year ever. I actually was the top sales associate in the entire country. I got Rookie of the Year.
Merle's practices were a huge part in wanting to start my own business, along with Darren's. They both gave me the knowledge to know that I had what it took to be able to run a successful Paul Davis franchise.
You know, knowledge is king. I've been in this business for 15 years, and I'm still learning every day.
And so he figured out sooner or later that if he was going to get my opinion, he had to come to me with some kind of a plan that he'd worked out in his own mind. And then we could talk about it. That's the way you learn. And it suddenly dawned on me that if I don't get out of his way, I'm going to stymie his growth. I just thought, I couldn't come up with a better segue to retirement. There is nothing better than what I've got. Now we're good friends. He gives me a hug. He kisses me on the cheek every time he sees me. It's just a fabulous relationship.
When people ask me, how we've been so successful over the years, I've been with Paul Davis for 15 years now, and we've grown our company from a $2 million a year in revenue company to last year was $16 million. It's all about the people in our team.
Trying to teach somebody how to manage people is a difficult task. And that is the thing we work on most and try to improve upon, including myself. My title is Director of Operations, so I kind of have my hands in a little bit of everything. I still oversee the accounting heavily.
Erica came with a set of mathematical skills, common sense, so she brought a lot to the party.
She's kind of been with me since I started in the general manager role. Now she's our director of operations, and she's a partner in another Paul Davis franchise, which is so exciting and certainly the optimal career path, I would say, for somebody in our business.
My relationship with Darren is an amazing relationship. It's one I never thought I would have with a boss, certainly. He's incredibly supportive. He's the most positive person I've ever met. My nickname for him is Mr. Glass Half Full. And the way that he leads this team into growing like we did, it's all because of his attitude and the way that he treats his employees.
He's smoother than I ever was. He's a better manager of his approach to various people.
When you're at the top of your game, there's nothing better. I think it's 95% mental, and just like with business, it's a challenge to overcome the mental aspect and to dominate it. You got to keep trying to stay ahead of it, and trying to outthink it.